Hi, my name is Andy McNiel, and I'm with the Satori Group. We provide education in the area of grief and loss, and we also provide nonprofit management consulting. And I wanted to share a story with you about a dream I had, over 20 years ago now. I had this dream. It was about 6 months before my first child was born. So the dream went like this. I was on an island, and I'm on this island, and in some dreams, you're over top of the dream, you're looking down at it. In this dream, I was in the dream, and it was like I was there. I could feel the sand on my feet. I could feel the cool breeze of the ocean air. As I was on this island, I was angry, and I remember just kind of praying as I'm walking around this island, walking the perimeter, and I'm just praying, saying, like, why have you abandoned us here? Why have you left us on this island? And as I'm walking around the perimeter of this island, just getting more and more angry, all of a sudden the water starts to rise. But it's not coming up on the island. It's rising like there's an invisible tube holding the water back. And it just keeps getting higher and higher. And I can see sea life swimming all around me. And so my feelings go from anger to extreme fear. At this point, I'm terrified. The island is so small, and the wall is rising so high that I can just see a little light coming in at the top. And then I feel a drop on my head and another drop of water. And I look up and I notice that the water is overcoming the barrier and it's rushing down this tube at me. So I jump over and I try to grab my wife's hand, and as soon as I do, the water just hits and we're tossed. I can remember I felt the salt in my mouth, and I thought to myself, like, this is it. Like, I'm not gonna live. I'm gonna die. Like, this is my end. And then as I'm afraid and I think it's the end of my life, I just sort of pray to myself, and I think, give me my island back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being angry. Give me my island back. And as soon as I do that, everything dries up. And I'm standing back there on that island like nothing ever happened. My wife is laying on her towel. The coconut tree's there. Nothing's changed. But I had changed. And so I started walking the perimeter of the island again. And instead of being angry, I had this overwhelming sense of gratitude. And I remember just saying, thank you for my island. Thank you for the coconut tree. And thank you that my wife is here. I'm not alone. Thank you that she has somewhere to lay her head. And the whole point of that dream became, for me, 6 months later when my first daughter was born 2 months early, and she had to stay in the hospital, and they would call us to the hospital every 24 hours. We would have to go in, and they would say she's not going to make it. And then they would say, well, it looks like she is going to make it. And that roller coaster ride that was there, and I remembered that dream. And what I remembered in the dream was, so often what you don't have, what you want casts a shadow over what you do have. And so you can't see the things that you have in front of you. So when we were going through all of that with my daughter, I felt like life was picking on me. And I felt like all the things that I needed, I wasn't getting. And I couldn't see all of the good things that were happening at the same time because it cast a shadow. And I remembered that dream, and I remembered that there's another way to look at things. You don't have to change your circumstances. Sometimes you have to change yourself so that you can begin to see things in a more positive light and be grateful for what you have.